AITA for prioritizing my college education over a weekend trip to see my fiancé's family. I just recently got accepted back to my university after being academically dismissed. I had multiple surgeries and physical/mental health issues leading up to my dismissal. I had to take 2 years off and file for an appeal that included a detailed essay and medical documentation. I got accepted back for this fall semester. This is my last shot at getting my degree, about 2.5 semesters left. I'm taking school more seriously than ever and currently have A's in all my classes. My fiancé's parents take a camping trip every year to a city that is 5 hours away from us. They refuse to come to our city that has hundreds of campgrounds nearby. It's on us to take off of school and work to make plans to see them during this time. About a month ago we knew they were coming and agreed that us seeing them was dependent on how I felt with where I'm at in school. The time frame that they are coming is around my midterms. She has seen her family about 3 times in the past 6 years, all with my help and all of which it was on us to travel. We will also be seeing them for Christmas in 3 months. Last week I told her I wasn't comfortable driving 5 hours to see them, stay in a hotel, and drive 5 hours back. Dedicating an entire weekend for the trip a week before midterms. Her parents agreed to meet us halfway for a day trip. About 2 hours for us and 3 for them. I agreed to that as well. The past 2 nights it has suddenly become my fault that we are only seeing them for 6 hours and coming home. It's not enough for her. She wants to stay the night in a hotel, saying that I can study in the car and at the hotel room. I had to repeatedly let her know that this trip was being decided on if I was in a good spot in school. I should also mention we only have one vehicle, which is mine, that I 100% pay for. The trip would most likely include me spending more of my money rather than hers. This led to a pretty heated argument that involved her flipping out and me having to leave and go for a walk. I texted her and told her that I shouldn't feel guilty for making school my priority. I have worked hard to get to where I am at and I am proud of myself. I want to keep that going. Her response was, top priority when you're always trying to skip classes or stay home. Okay. I may say that I don't want to class, or I want to stay home, but that doesn't mean I do. I haven't missed one class this semester. This really irked me because everyone else in my life knows how hard I am working and how much this means to me, except for her. I understand that she wants to see her family, and I'm trying to make that happen even if it's only for 6 hours. AITA for not wanting to spend a weekend away when I need to prioritize school. Comment. You told them from the beginning it was dependent on your school work. It was right before midterms. Your girlfriend could have gone on the trip with her parents still and had the full time with them. Then, you could have seen her parents at a later time. Good luck on the degree. She can take a bus or a train or a flight or whatever and they can pick her up. You're denying her her trip. She wants a cheap ride, and she can't argue it's because she wants your company if she's happy with you studying the entire drive and visit. I'm sorry you have a girlfriend like this. She could also rent a car. You are both still young, but you are the one with your head on straight here. It sounds like you've done this for her in the past multiple times when you didn't have midterms, and her family could come to you instead of agreeing to settle for those meager 6 hours with their daughter. TBH, I'm wondering if it hurt her feelings that they agreed to that rather than travel closer so they had more time with their daughter, because it's a little stunning she would push such a huge ask when she owes you for it in the past. I'm not sure I'd want to marry an entitlement issue. But I can understand her being hurt and taking it out on you because her family would rather hang on to their tradition rather than see their daughter for more time. You have to put school first. You agreed to compromise at your own expense and she is not happy with that. For whatever reason, if it were me, I would cut ties in that operation and tell her to work on finding a solution that makes her happy without you involved if she isn't happy with what you can do for her. I would highlight that canceling the day trip is not what you want to do, but you aren't at a place in your life that you need an expensive car ride with an angry person. Offer a trip of some kind at a different time. Midterms are very important and you are just trying to secure a future for the both of you. You did say seeing them would depend on where you are with school and you tried to compromise. If it isn't enough, she is portraying not only that it wasn't enough in the past, it won't be enough this time and she will resent you the entire way. That doesn't sound like a fun time for up. I'm really not sure what's up with her family, but it is pretty messed up that they would pass up more time with her for the trip to the city they prefer. That makes her, their daughter, less important than the trip itself. Ouch. And sometimes becomes easier to take family stuff out on, so because it's easier than facing a prominent "why do you not give a crap about me dad" conversation. Still NTA as that is emotional dysregulation but at least understandable and lovable, whereas entitlement is neither of those things. Next story 2. Cheated on for all 3 years of our relationship. It's been 5 months since I finally confronted him about the emotional cheating. It's been 5 months that I've been trying to come to terms with what happened and reconcile with him. I had been stupid enough to overlook all the signs in the past: Tinder, following ex's socials, texting about hot women with his friend. One day, probably after one of our happiest moments together, I decided that I couldn't ignore what I suspected anymore and told him that I knew that he was cheating on me. He denied, as he had in all previous situations, and gaslight. It makes me so sad that you don't trust me and think about these kinds of things blah blah blah, until I pushed evidence in his face. The gaslighting was the worst. But I spend all my time with you, when would I even have the time to cheat? But I've introduced you to my friends and family, it's okay, we'll work through your paranoia together. I just can't get it out of my head. He made me feel crazy and anxious and so shit about myself, all the while playing the perfect boyfriend. Now I can't come to terms with the fact that he would willingly and knowingly hurt me. And continue to do so after all the little incidents that I confronted him about over the years. Did he just not care about me or my feelings? What kind of person can do that? Over the past 5 months things have improved. He has become a better boyfriend, although he would still lie to me about things in the beginning. He's gone to the therapist a few times but now seems to have quit. He gives me compliments, is more attentionate, takes me out, buys me flowers and gifts, is willing to talk to me about my feelings when I'm feeling sad/hurt/angry, which is still quite often. He acknowledges that he's the one who totally fucked up and that he needs to earn back my trust. Nevertheless, I feel like I've come to a standstill. I feel like there's no progress. When he reassures me, sometimes it just gives me flashbacks of when he'd reassure me as he was cheating on me right behind my back. Sometimes I don't know if I feel love for him anymore. I feel like all the love I poured into the relationship over its 3-year course has left me drained and tired. There are many times when I don't trust him and I get scared that there are still lies and secrets that he keeps from me about the past. I get triggered by the smallest things and I know that it's taking a toll on both of us. My self-worth is shattered, although I go to the gym/run/generally take care of myself. Sometimes I just feel like it would be easier if I just disappeared. He says the cheating had nothing to do with me but with his low self-esteem and him seeking attention in the wrong places. It just hurts to know that all the love that I tried to provide for him was poured down the drain and disregarded. I don't know what to do. What steps do I need to take to improve the situation? As stupid as it sounds, I don't want to give up yet, although my friends think I'm crazy to continue. To be honest, I don't even know what I want anymore. I want to be happy and rid of this anxiety bullshit and sadness. I am young, and sometimes I just feel like I'm too young for this bullshit. I have a wonderful career ahead of me and great supporting friends. Logically I know that he's not the only or the best fish in the sea, but I can't seem to do anything. I'm at a standstill. I know that this is super disorganized, sorry, but I just needed to get the thoughts out. Next story 3. Was cheated on while pregnant with last child, pregnant again and not coping well. Backstory: he cheated while I was pregnant with our now 3-year-old. I found out roughly 6 weeks after having gave birth. Several dating apps being installed and uninstalled repeatedly, people saved under different contact names, plans to meet up with his ex, OnlyFans, roughly a dozen different girls on SC at minimum, all emotional affairs. Dating all the way back to the 6 months we spent trying to conceive our son, even on the date we got engaged, obviously called off the engagement. I had a dream, checked his phone, and found all of it. Absolutely blew my top, not my proudest moments. He's never admitted to me anything other than what I have found, but I have always been a where there is smoke there is fire person. I still don't believe all I found is all that there was. We stayed together. It's been years and he really doesn't use social medias anymore except Snapchat. I've never been big on social media anyway, I just really use Facebook to stay connected with family and to link with my phone games. We both put a lot of work into the relationship since, but we got unexpectedly pregnant this year, and as I'm nearing the end of my pregnancy I'm getting significantly more and more paranoid and anxious. I'm having dreams, sometimes multiple a week, and some with extreme details, names, addresses, phone numbers, dates, etc. Wake up in a panic and start frantically searching the internet for what I can remember. It's absolutely disturbing to me, given I had a dream after our son and that's how I found out. I try talking to him about it and he just kinda laughs it off. But I'm seriously getting so upset at the thought most days. I'm constantly paranoid. Just can't seem to get over it I guess. I don't think I ever will. I never wanted another child after that had happened the first time. It really destroyed me and how I felt about myself and our child. I suffered extreme postpartum depression, held resentment over our child that I should have been enjoying. I found myself comparing me to these girls and obsessing over these girls for a while. Just really felt like nothing, like I just wasn't enough, and our child that we had planned and tried for wasn't at all what my experience actual was, and I just kind of felt so stupid celebrating our 3-yo and that pregnancy when he was really living a completely different reality and relationship than I was. Terrified to go through it again. Especially given this was an unplanned pregnancy, and that I had said I didn't want to have another child after that experience. Anyone have any advice to help me cope better? I want to just enjoy my final weeks pregnant and it's just hard when it feels like a funeral for my relationship.